Hello, Pastor Bert for AutoFTP. In this tutorial, we will be covering connection alternatives.
Within AutoFTP, the first four tasks on the program's taskbar provides alternate approaches to connect the FTP site. Site Manager, Connection Wizard, Properties Manager, and Quick Connect.
In this tutorial, we will review these four alternative connection tasks in order of simplicity, not popularity. First, Quick Connect, then Connection Wizard, the Site Manager, and lastly, Properties Manager.
The Quick Connect task is accessed using the fourth taskbar button that looks like lightning. The least used of approaches to make an FTP connection. Nonetheless, Quick Connect is the fastest and the simplest. The Quick Connect button itself acts as a toggle switch to either display or hide entry boxes. Within the Quick Connect, you must make three entries: the FTP URL or IP address, your username, and entry of your FTP password. For the host, you may enter either an FTP URL or the site's IP address. You must and will get your username and FTP password from the FTP site administrator. When you have entered all three, click the Connect button to connect. You are now connected to the site. This ends our examination of Quick Connect. The Connection Wizard is accessed using the second taskbar button that looks like a magic wand. When the Connection Wizard displays, enter a title for your site. Later, this title will appear in the Site Manager to enable you to reuse it. Now click the Next button. Under FTP, enter either the URL or IP address for your FTP site. Again, then click the Next button. Here, enter the username and password the site administrator assigned to you for this FTP site in the text boxes provided. Then click the Next button. Under Bookmarks, you could enter initial local and remote directories to begin and once connected, or leave them blank. Once done, click the Next button. Satisfied with your entries? You then click the Connect button to connect to your FTP site. You are now connected to the FTP site, but what you entered has been saved in the Site Manager for reuse later. This ends our examination of the Connection Wizard. In this tutorial, our example will be an anonymous FTP site. You access the Properties Manager by selecting from the down arrow the third taskbar button that looks like a document with a star on it. Select the anonymous FTP template option. When the Properties Manager appears, begin by entering a site name. In this case, we will connect to the Microsoft site. Note, you don't have to enter a username because the name Anonymous has been entered for you by the template. However, you should change the email address that would be in other FTP sites, the password field, to your own email address. Going to the Advanced Settings tab, you might wish to change the local or remote directories for the site to come up on. All remaining fields have defaults and should only be changed if you have instructions to do so from the site administrator. Satisfied with your entries, you then click the Connect button to connect to your anonymous FTP site. You are now connected to the FTP site. The entry you made here in the Properties Manager will now appear for reuse in your Site Manager. This ends our examination of the Properties Manager.
This also completes our presentation of connection alternatives. This is Pastor Bert for AutoFTP saying, until the next time, goodbye, friends.